Hi, everyone. We are about a third of the way through Sober October, UA style. I'm so excited about it. I've had like amazing feedback about this particular challenge, and everyone is just really into it, and I'm very, very happy about it. So, I'm personally doing it. As you all know, I have changed my sleeping habits, and some days I have great success, and some days I'm like, "Eeh." But whatever it is that happens, I am constantly thinking, like, how can I learn from this? Like, if I struggle with something that's happening and my schedule gets all screwed up, instead of being like, oh, I'm so horrible, like, why am I doing this? I just think to myself, what can I learn? What was it that happened? What interfered with me sticking to my challenge? Because I really, really intend to be a person who honors myself and honors the promises I make to myself. And I think you all do too. So, on that note, I want to talk today about how to do that. So, when you are trying to change something in your life and you're making a new habit, you're breaking an old habit, you are trying to create something new, you have to think about what's holding you back. What has held you back in the past? Why has this not worked? So, I'm writing a piece that I'm posting about getting an exercise routine going and how to do that, how to get in a good routine. And as you can see, I actually had my workout this morning. So I stayed in my workout clothes because, hey, I'm talking about that today, anyways. So I am in a routine where I work out twice a week. I have a trainer who comes and I lift twice a week with a trainer. I highly recommend a trainer if you're weightlifting because A, they make your workout way more efficient. B, you feel like you're done. When you're done with your workout, you really feel done with your workout. And C, they can actually really help you to use proper form and to have somebody else's eyes on you and make sure that you're doing the exercises right and you're less likely to be injured. It's a great idea. And I'm not saying that you have to have a trainer long term, but it sure as heck helps at the beginning and will give you some great ideas. And there's a lot of options available for group training sessions. Grab a friend, pitch in together, and hire a trainer. It's worth literally every penny that you will spend on a trainer. It is worth it. So there are just some things you can't put a price tag on, and one of them is actually injuries. And so it really does help with that. At any rate, one of the things I talk about, aside from that, in my post about forming an exercise routine, is the concept of changing your thoughts about exercise. And I think that this is a big thing that nobody is spending enough time talking about. When you're trying to do something new, or you're trying to form a new habit, break an old habit, etc., you need to address where that is coming from. You're not just doing that. You're not just doing it because it's what you've always done or because you're a bad person. Like, I don't sleep in the morning because I actually am a night owl and I actually want to spend my mornings in bed. I really, really want to get up early and get my day started and get engaged because I know that I'm a lot more productive if I structure my time that way. Now, I have said my whole life that I'm a night owl. So to change that, I really need to think about where does that come from? Where does that thought come from? What makes me think that? What makes me behave that way? What is it that happens for me? And what do I feel like? How do I feel when I go to bed early rather than going to bed late? What do I feel in that moment where I'm like, I should really be in bed right now? Why am I still up? What's happening there for me? So, the first thing you need to do if you're going to change any habit, including establishing an exercise routine, is you need to really assess what's happening in your head. How do you feel in the moment that you decide to skip your workout? How did you feel and what did you think when you quit working out? Did you think this is frustrating? I'm not getting anywhere. What's the point? Because I think that is a thing that people think a lot. Or people often think things like, what I'm missing out on something. If I go to bed, I might be missing out on something. That's a common belief that you may be missing out, that you need to stay up and do whatever, that you're kind of on a roll and now you need to keep doing it. Like something is going to happen if you don't keep doing it now. I know I have that. But a lot of times what's going on is you have a thought in your mind that has been there for a really long time, possibly even from childhood. Maybe you don't even notice it, that is creating a feeling in you that is making you want to kind of go against that grain. Sometimes the thought is simply change is bad. It's scary. And you need to address that thought. You can't just ignore it. You can't beat yourself up about it. You're not a bad person because you have that thought. You learned it. It has served you in some way in your life. And you need to just choose a different thought. So once you know this is where the thought's coming from, this is the thought I have, this is the feeling I have, I get unmotivated. I feel like it's not working. I feel selfish when I go do my workout. I feel selfish when I take time for self-care because I am supposed to be taking care of everybody else. Be like a child, like a child who's 4 years old and doesn't know how anything works. Be curious. Why? Why do you feel that way? Where did that come from? Where did this idea come from in your mind that taking care of everyone else is more important than taking care of you? Where did that come from? And here's what I'm going to tell you. When you figure it out, rip that out by the root. When you plant a garden and you're weeding it, you do not pop the tops off the dandelions. You tear those things out by the root if you don't want them to come back and infest the rest of your garden, right? So you're going to rip that thing out by the root and you're going to create a new thought. You're going to use an affirmation. You're going to write it down, write it on your hand, write it on your arm, put notes all over your house if that's what you need to do. Create a new thought. Once you create a new thought, the feelings will follow. And once the feelings follow, the actions will happen. You are not going to white knuckle your way through a habit change. You have probably tried that. Just stop for 1 minute and think about how many times you have white knuckled through a habit change. How many times has it actually worked? Do you have the workout routine you want? Do you have the sleep habits you want? Do you eat healthy like you want? Do you have the career you want and the marriage you want, the relationships you want? Do you have enough time in your day to do all the things you want to do? How many times have you white knuckled through that? Really, think about it. And has it ever worked for you? Because that is really the definition of insanity. Do the same thing over and over again and get the same result, but expect something different. This does not work, people. So what you need to do is, A, go back and assess, what was I thinking? What was I feeling in that moment? Where did those feelings come from? What thoughts were in my mind? What thoughts come into my mind when I think about creating this new habit now? Are those thoughts serving me? Are they helping me to create the life I want? If the answer to that is no, then dig in there. Why? Why do I think that? Where did that come from? What are the roots? I'm going to get out my shovel and dig that thing up from the bottom so that it doesn't come back, and replace it. You're not going to have an empty spot. That thing's going to come back if you don't replace it with something else. So replace that with something else. If your thought is it's selfish to take time for yourself, then you might need to just like write on your arm right here, just write it down on your arm so you see it all the time. I know it sounds silly, but when I take care of myself, I take care of everyone else better. My first priority is taking care of myself. It matters, you guys. This makes such a big difference. This is a game changer for anything that you want to do in life, anything that you want to get rid of, anything that you want to create, anything that you want to change ever. It doesn't matter if it's some tangible thing. You want to change jobs, you want to move, you want to change your family structure. This is the key to making it happen, because your thoughts control your feelings control your actions, and your actions drive results. So you're not going to change things up here in the whole, actions and results category without digging down there and finding out what's at the root of what you're doing. So while we're continuing this Sober October, and some of you I think are being crazy successful and some of you are really struggling, I just want to remind you that to make a long-term habit, it's not just about white knuckling through 30 days. It's about truly, truly changing your thoughts and feelings about what you're doing and how you see yourself in the world around you. So I hope you'll take the time to do that. I really hope you'll take a moment. I hope that you will reach out to me, private message me, send comment, whatever. Let me know how you feel and how this impacts your story going forward. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.